Hey everyone, it's Kelly. I have a new 12 by 12 scrapbook layout to share with you today, and it is using one of the new exclusive cut files from scrapbook.com. And it's going to be the Color Me Happy cut file. And as you can see here, there are lots of different variations of this cut file. You get the large sentiment that says Color Me Happy. You also get this rainbow, which I'm going to be using today. And you also get the cut files in different sizes, traveler's notebook size, and I believe there's also a card size for this cut file. So I have cut one of the cut files that's included in that set on white cardstock, and it is the rainbow that you see here. And I am going to be using the new Dear Lizzie collection, She's Magic. And I am just adding that cut file to one of the pieces of pattern paper from that collection. And I started just by adhering the bottom of the cut file to that 12 by 12 pattern paper because I want to tuck in some die cuts and some other elements within those rainbow stripes. And then I'm also going to add some stitching. So I didn't want to adhere everything down until I knew where my embellishment clusters were going to be on that rainbow. I have been trying to be better when I purchase collections and only purchasing the parts that I really think that I like or the items that I really think I'm going to like. And I really limited myself when I bought this collection, and I'm almost regretting it because it is so pretty. This is the first that I've played with it. I only bought a few of the pattern papers, and I bought the die cuts and the puffy stickers, the buttons, and I think the stamp set. I think that may be all that I purchased of this. And normally I go full out when there's a collection that I like, and I'll buy the 12 by 12 paper pad and all of the pattern papers. But for this one, I was trying to be a little bit more reserved because my stash is huge. I really need to be better about using it, but I'm feeling like maybe I need to buy more of this one. And the thing that was really neat about these die cuts, which is hard to pick up on camera, is they have an iridescent quality to them. They just have this really neat finish on them. All the die cuts aren't finished that way, but there are a few in the pack that have that finish. And I did fussy cut some of these same florals from one of the 12 by 12 pattern papers. It matches the die cuts that's included in the die cut pack. And that was actually the whole reason that I bought that pattern paper, was because I wanted to be able to fussy cut and have lots of those florals because they're absolutely gorgeous. So now that I have the floral clusters kind of arranged and laid out, I'm going to go ahead and adhere down the rest of the stripes on the rainbow and get those onto the pattern paper. And I am still just kind of playing around with different things, trying to see how I want to embellish. I was also trying to figure out where I was going to do my journaling. So I'm just getting an idea of how this layout is going to come together. And those butterflies are actually not from the Dear Lizzie collection. They are from a Vicki Boutin collection. So off camera, I added some machine stitching around that rainbow, and now I'm just using a pair of scissors, and I'm just going to fussy cut that rainbow out. And I really like how this worked out and how this came together. I debated on whether or not I wanted to back each of the stripes on the rainbow individually, but I didn't have enough 12 by 12 pattern papers to make that work for this collection. I did buy the 6 by 8 paper pad, but the rainbow stripes were too large and I wouldn't have been able to use the 6 by 8 paper pad. So this pattern paper worked out great. It has lots of different color on it. I think that you get the idea of a rainbow just by the cut file, and it doesn't necessarily have to have individual colors in each of those stripes. I went back and forth on whether or not I wanted to use a white cardstock background or if I wanted to use a pattern paper, and I ultimately decided on using this 12 by 12 pattern paper from that same Dear Lizzie collection. And this is the photo that I'm going to be using. It is a 3.5 by 3.5 print of me and my husband. And it was taken last year when we went out to celebrate our anniversary. And it's actually kind of ironic that this layout is due on the 29th because the 29th is our wedding anniversary. So this photo was taken last year. We're going to go out this weekend to celebrate our anniversary this year. So I will have another photo to scrapbook very soon. And I wanted the title to have something to do with our relationship, but I didn't really want to spell out the word anniversary. I kind of wanted the title to be short and sweet. So I decided to go with the title Better Half, and I'm just going to nestle it in there on those rainbow stripes. And these thickers are from the Dear Lizzie collection. So I guess technically I purchased a little bit more than what I let on at the beginning of the video. I'm trying to rack my brain and remember what all I purchased. And I really like these thickers. They have a really neat finish to them. They're white, but they have an iridescent finish. And the foam is a light pink peachy color, and you'll be able to see it a little bit closer at the end of the video when I hold the layout up to the camera. But I really like these, and I'm kind of debating on whether or not I need to purchase a second pack of these because they are just so unique, and I really like the font and the size. It really worked out really well on this layout for my title. A majority of the embellishing is going to be right around those 3 clusters, and every time I embellish, I really try to watch the color balance that I have and all of the clusters that I have going around the layout. So I want to make sure that I have some of that blue color in all 3 clusters, and just really pay attention to the dimension. Also, I don't want one cluster to have more or a lot more dimension than the other. So I also added in some of the puffy stickers. So I just kind of spread those around, made sure that they looked balanced around the layout. And now I'm going to add my journaling, and this rainbow is not adhered down yet. And what I'm doing is I'm placing my photo where I think it's going to go on the rainbow. And then I'm using my T-square ruler and a pencil, and I'm just drawing lines where I want the journaling to go. So that way I know that I'm not going to be typing into the rainbow. So that way I don't want the journaling to be covered, I guess is the best way to explain that. So using a pencil and a ruler, that works out really well. And I just ran that through my We Are Memory Keepers typecast typewriter to add the journaling there. And I really like how that looks. I like that it's fits down inside that rainbow, and it just seemed like the most natural place to place the embellishing, or excuse me, the journaling for this layout. Oh my goodness. So I bought the phrase stickers for this collection too. I guess maybe I feel like I didn't buy very much of this collection because I didn't buy very many papers. I really do think I only bought 4 of the 12 by 12 pattern papers. And that just isn't a whole lot of paper for me. So I guess that was where I was feeling like I was missing out on parts of this collection. I didn't buy the phrase stickers or the cardstock stickers either, but by the way it's looking, I must have bought everything else. So I'm adding a few of those around the layout too. I had a little bit of a gap underneath the journaling. I wanted the journaling to be almost the same length as my photo. So I thought that adding those phrase stickers down there would work out really well. And then once I added a couple of those, I wanted to add a few more around the layout too. So I'm just adding those stickers that match or at least go with the theme of the layout. I did also add in a few of those Vicky Bouton butterflies. I thought the colors matched really well, and they have a nice dimension to them. They're a layered butterfly, so I went ahead and added those onto the layout. And now I'm going to add my date, and I thought initially that I would use this Distress Oxide, but it's getting a little dry, so I actually need to purchase some re-inker for that. And my date stamp was still dirty from the last time I used it, so I smudged some black ink in that Distress Oxide pad, but I'll worry about that later. So I decided just to go with black ink, and it matches well because my journaling is typed in black. So here I'm going to hold it up to the camera a little bit closer so you can see it in a little bit more detail. There you can see the stitching that I added on all of the rainbows on the cut file. And there you can see that foam. See how pretty that is? It just adds such an extra interest and detail. I just really like how those look. And there's my photo. I did not add any layers behind my photo. I didn't add any vellum or tissue paper or any die cuts, anything like that. And here are the still shots. So I really like how this layout came together. I really like the colors. That cut file is so fun. There are so many different options and just different things that you can do with the variety of cut files that you get in the zip file from scrapbook.com when you purchase the cut files. There you can see a little bit of that iridescent sheen on those die cuts, and I just really like that added interest that those add as well. So I do want to thank you all so much for watching. I will post links to everything in my description box below, and I will be back again soon with a new layout and process video.